Hey guys, welcome back to another little mini chit chat video. Welcome back to another little mini reaction video. So, it is super early in the morning. It is super early for me. I literally went to bed at 3 and it's now I got up at 8 cuz it's garbage day, and so we got to get up and get that taken care of. It's recycling day as well. Usually I would put the garbage out, but recently we've had like some raccoons come back into the neighborhood. If you guys are out in the burbs, you know how that go. Like they will tear everything to shreds, rip it to shreds, and make a mess everywhere. So everybody just kind of on my street just wake up super early and put the garbage out, so that way they don't get a chance to get into anything. But so yeah, so that's my reason for being up super early. I actually have to go into work today. For those of you who don't know, I do work like a hybrid schedule on my outside of my entrepreneurial and social media and all that stuff. I do work a traditional job, not a traditional 9 to 5, but I do work a traditional job. So I do clock in. It's on a hybrid schedule. So I'm off some days and then I'm on some days. So that's pretty much how my life works in terms of the whole work situation. So this week I am going in early. So I have to kind of get up in a couple hours anyway. But anyway, I didn't want to get too off topic, just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of like why I'm not recording super late. Usually I do my chit chats either midday or like really late in the evening when I get in and I get a chance to kind of decompress for the day. But since I'm up early this morning, I decided why not? Let me just go ahead and knock it out of the park. So, before we go ahead and get into today's topic, while I wait for you guys to join the live, before we go ahead and get into today's topic, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Shout out to our Purple Heart member gangs. You guys will see this once it re-uploads to YouTube. So shout out to you for your support in advance. You guys are awesome, amazing. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of your support on all of our platforms, not just YouTube, but Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of the platforms that we're on, TikTok, Lemon, all of that. We appreciate you guys so, so much. Um, and yeah, so this morning I wanted to go ahead and talk about the situation that's happening with Speaker Mike Johnson, aka MAGA Mike. If you guys know who that is, then you are aware of the situation that's happening between him and the whole state of Arizona at this point. So if you've been keeping up with it, if you're into politics and you're aware of the situation, we're gonna just kind of jump right in here. So Mike Johnson has not sworn in the congresswoman who was elected for the state of Arizona. It's been about a month, I think 4 weeks they said. And so that's kind of off on the process. Usually you're sworn in pretty quickly. So there's a reason, obviously, why she has not been sworn in as yet. So apparently, her vote is the deciding vote on something that was put forward by the Democrats as a way of circumventing or going around um, Speaker Mike Johnson and voting to have the Epstein files released. That's right. So they're like this close to getting the files released to the public so we could see what's been going on and what's in those files, everything. And of course, we all know that there are certain people and a large group of people who don't want that information to come out for various reasons. Um, so what I found most shocking while I was watching the news last night and they were talking about this was the thing with not the thing, but what happened with, I believe it was Virginia Jeffries or Dufresne. I don't want to say her last name incorrectly, but the young lady who ended up, taking her life due to the situation, um, before her tragic passing away, and may her soul rest in peace. Before she tragically passed away, she did document everything. She left like a written record of everything that had transpired, everything that, Jeffrey Epstein and the people involved had done to her. And she named, well, not named, but she named people like a prime minister, you have like a senator, really, really powerful people, which is what I always believed to be the case as to why these files are not being released. That's just my personal belief. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist at this point to kind of figure it out, right? A lot of the people who went into this wanting these files to be released got to see what was in there and was like, oh, we definitely cannot release these files. So it's like watching like this very twisted political drama play out, like on, it's not Netflix and this is not like Disney Plus or Prime. This is like real life. It's watching this stuff play out. He is not even able to give a justifiable reason as to why this congresswoman from Arizona is not being sworn in, as it is her duly elected right to be. So, of course, they have been warning him for weeks now that they would take legal action if he didn't do his job. And of course, he can't do it. His hands are tied behind his back. His boss will literally probably eat him alive. Um, he can't have her be sworn in and vote to have these files released. So I don't know what legal precedent they'll be able to give in this lawsuit when it does go to court as to why she's not being sworn in. She's literally in Washington, as the news was reporting. So it's not like he couldn't do it even with the government shutdown. So they're suing her and the attorney general for her state. They're suing to have a judge or somebody else that is within their authority to do so swear her in so she can get on with her job. It's not even just the fact that she's the deciding vote on this, is that her state, it has no representation. There's like flooding issues going on. There's things that her constituents need her to be able to do. And by him not swearing her in, she can't do her job. And you can't give a good reason. Just imagine like you go for a job interview, you get the job, and you're waiting like weeks, months for your schedule, for a start date, for a training date, for anything. Like, am I am I still even working here? Like, you know what I mean? Just kind of think of it in those terms. It's like, and the company can't give you a valid reason as to why you can't come in and start working. That would be really sketchy, wouldn't it? Like, why can't I come in and start working? You hired me. Why did you hire me? That's how it kind of is. Like, why are you not swearing the lady in? Of course, we know why. These files come out, it's like game over. There are so many men on these files in this whole, I think it's like 300 gigabytes of stuff. Like, there's so many powerful people, obviously, um implemented in all of this and in these files and these photos and the videos and all the stuff that's being held back, that I don't think the public will ever really truly get to see what's on these files. I mean, if they do come out in private chambers, I don't think that the politicians who actually get to see these files when they are released to them will be able, there'll be such a gag order. It's not even funny. Like, you can't even mention the word Epstein and files in the same conversation once you leave these chambers, type of thing. They won't be able to. write any books. They won't be able to talk about this stuff. It's just gonna be one of these things that, for your eyes only type of thing. And then we'll probably get like a watered down version. They'll throw a couple people under the bus. Um, and that'll be that. But you'll never really get like the top people who are involved in this stuff. There's way too much ramifications politically, financially, personally. There's just way too much people's lives that will be destroyed. This is not like photos of you like, you know, having one too many drinks. These are like really, 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 really um career life destroying stuff. So that's kind of like my personal take on it. I'm curious to see how Mike Johnson is going to get out of this. He's already, of course, attacking the AG from Arizona and the congresswoman, saying that they're looking for like sensationalism, and they're looking for their 15 minutes of fame basically, and not budging. So you'd have to like think about it. What is so damning that you're willing to literally put your career on the line to um to protect this stuff? Like, you're being sued. No, it's not, they're not suing, the president. They're not suing the government. They're suing you personally. So this could be, financially detrimental to him to have to defend himself in this lawsuit. This can drag on, and it can get very expensive. So you have to think like, is he going to be getting like, the Cohen package, you know? Um That's what we're calling it these days. Is he going to be getting some type of compensation for all of this hard work? Because otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. Not only that, there will be some type of legal fallout down the road for all of this zealous participation. So you'd have to think like it would have to be pretty bad for you to be willing to like throw your whole career away. Um, so yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I would like I said, I'm curious to see like the justification and how he gets out of this legally. And yeah, if you guys are, like I said, if you're following the story, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it's suspicious? Like, Mike Johnson just won't swear this woman in so she could go ahead and vote how we all know she's gonna vote, and have these files released. Like, what is the big deal? What is the holdup? If there's nothing to see here, why not just, get on with it? um so yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thank you guys so much for those of you who did stop by this morning. We appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay up and stay blessed, and we'll catch up with you guys in another video. Deuces.